We figured we'd do a year-end video, 2017. We got, 2 weeks left? What are we at?
2 weeks, can't believe it.
10 days. So we figured we'd do a year-end video, discuss what we've accomplished, what our goals are for 2018. I think everyone should always write down their goals and make sure that it's really hard to achieve them, just so obviously it forces you to do a lot more than you thought you could. So I think a lot of people don't realize what they can truly achieve with what you currently have. I think people think mountains are too high, but they're really not as high as you think. So for example, me, a lot of people look at me just because I've had success over the last few years, they think it's easy. And I gotta tell you, being a one-man company, working from home, no investors, no partners, not investing a ton of money and building a business, where this year I hit 2 million for the first time ever, doing what I'm doing now. And that's a huge, I never thought I'd do that. I mean, never, when I first started doing this. So that's a huge mountain for me to climb. If you told me that 3 years ago that I would achieve that, I'm like, there's no way. And that's how most people think. It's normal. So, but now today I say, wow, if I can accomplish 2 million, can I get to 5? Can I get to 10? Obviously you can, of course, anything's possible. So this year for me, I entered the year doing lead generation like I've always been doing, dabbling in doing some brokering, dabbling with the e-learning business, that I'm doing now, to now at the end of 17, crushing it in the lead gen, started up the e-learning business that's doing way better than I ever thought it would. And now for 18, for me going forward, obviously it's just, you want to make more money in the end, but I've kind of now figured out like, how do I give back? I'm trying to find a foundation to partner up with. We met with the Ronald McDonald House. We went to their tree lighting. That was cool. Obviously they're a big national organization. Don't know if that's going to work out or not in terms of what I'm looking for. But in terms of 2018, for me, it's going to be build the e-learning business. I want to write a book. I just got interviewed by Forbes, so that's going to come out by the end of the year. Doing more conferences. So we're going to Vegas in January and March. We booked both are booked. We're looking at maybe doing the marketing panel at the broker fair in Brooklyn in I think May of next year. So for me, I would do more PR. I'm looking at doing an infomercial for the e-learning. So these are all things on my plate that I'm now looking at. I never thought I'd write a book. I never thought in a million years I would even think about doing an infomercial. And so that's what I'm trying to say. Like, you don't understand what true potential you have until you do it. And one of the things that we always talk about is people being afraid or getting out of their comfort zone or being nervous about doing something. After people do it, they get all excited. Like, oh my God, I'm so glad I made the jump. And even if you don't do well or fail right away, it doesn't matter. There's plenty of things I personally have failed at. And you just get back up on a horse and you keep pushing forward. And again, you'll never truly realize what you can achieve until you do it. But again, I don't think people realize how much they can achieve. So how was your 17?
I think it's been great. If you would have told me that I'd be able to work from my house and have more control over my life and the things I do on a regular basis, if you would have told me that a couple of years ago, even though I knew you back then and you were doing it, I wouldn't have believed it. Just like you said, I mean, you're doing what you're doing and you wouldn't have believed it. So for me, having this control over what I've been doing on a regular basis, making the money that I'm making on a regular basis, but more than that, not having the stress that I used to have when I was in my other business of making payroll, of, worrying about the customers I was working with, about having to be there for the 12 to 13, 14-hour days I would work. It's been fantastic. So for me, it's really been important for me to be able to have that balance of work and life, going to the gym, being there for my kids, getting them on the school bus, and then once in a while I'll call Phil and we'll go and grab a latte or something at Starbucks, so that's been great. But my plan for 2018, can't believe it's 2018, is again, follow this guy. The training program that you've set up, just got to follow the system. Don't give up. Keep at it. The reason why I'm trying to attend these seminars and these conferences is to learn more, to build my knowledge base. And those are the things that I like to do on my own. The training is great, but also becoming a student of the business, really learning. We talk about getting outside your comfort zone. So I have a few books that I'm going to be reading on helping me build myself as a person, as a professional, so that you can just kind of explore. And these are the things I'm trying to give back. Phil's always trying to give back. He's been giving so much of himself in the training. He's always there for us with the Facebook group. So I've asked him if it's okay if I can share some things that I've been doing. I put forth that LinkedIn challenge because it was something I was working on. I wanted to give, back to the group. But these are the things that I plan to also do in 2018. And of course, just try and do more deals per week and increase that so I can make more money as well. So that's really what I plan on doing, and it's going to be exciting. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, and actually one thing that you didn't bring up about was the LinkedIn stuff. Right. You do the free marketing, which he did the 5-day LinkedIn challenge. And I think we should do more details with that for everybody. But also the software, which we'll announce down the road. But there's LinkedIn software that you can use that will make what he did in the LinkedIn challenge all manual.
Right.
Manually doing everything. But there's actually ways to automate it. So he's actually been testing that out. We'll get that to you later on. But that's really cool because the automation is key, right? With anything you do, especially today. That's how you get more work done in a day. Yeah. So we'll get to that eventually. And we also are partnering with someone that has a done-for-you LinkedIn marketing platform to generate leads. So LinkedIn actually has better quality leads. You just can't generate a lot of them. So, it's just a different marketing channel, but it's also a different business model depending on which way you want to go. I need volume for me, so I can't do LinkedIn. Facebook works better for the volume, but if you're someone that only cares about generating 3-5 quality leads a week, LinkedIn's really actually is a better way to go. So we're working on putting that together for everyone. The other thing I wanted to mention was, completely forgot. What the hell was I going to say? The other thing I was going to mention was, well, I'll talk about the consulting real quick.
Well, business services, right?
Yeah, go into that. There's a whole other thing I wanted to talk about. Maybe it'll come to me. So the other thing that I wanted to talk about was the consulting side. So I'm 99% done. I want to rebrand. If you've been watching us, I want to rebrand the whole. Instead of becoming a business loan broker, become a business loan consultant. So I'm putting together a channel where you'll have access to 760 small business service lead buyers, all in one shot. Of course, I think you should even, expand on that, but it's amazing. So I'm doing it, I'm testing it out, and it's working. So it's really cool. So that's part of the whole small business consulting that I wanted to talk about and put that together. It's taken a little longer than I thought. It was actually a lot harder than I thought it would be to put together, to be honest with you. So, doing that. The other thing I wanted to bring up was we met with Eddie and Manny at the diner. And Eddie and Manny are two guys that I met a couple years ago. They were lead buyers for me. Really cool, down to earth, people you can trust. So another thing I'm looking at doing in 2018, which again, I never thought, because even I told you this, that there's no way I would ever do this. But now, you never say never, right?
Never say never.
So now I'm looking at putting together a sales floor.
Right.
And we met with them. They know how to run sales floors. I do not know how to do that. And I certainly don't want to even attempt it or even try to even manage it myself. So I'm working with them and building out a whole sales floor that could do a lot of different things. So the first reason is obviously to sell the training and, basically give more sales support on the front end for everybody. I think we do an okay job right now, but sometimes we just miss calls and, things just happen. So it is what it is. But, these are growing pains, I guess you can say. So it's a good problem to have. Working on that. And then also I'm trying to figure out how I can use that to essentially help everybody. how do I use now, if I put this whole thing together, how do I utilize that for everybody's sake? Whether it's, utilizing us to do the sales for you, for the small business consulting. So there's a lot of different things. So I am working on that. So for me, again, maybe do a book, get more out there, do more interviews, doing the whole small business consulting, get that done. There's a lot of potential stuff, a lot of things I'm definitely going to do, and a lot of other potentials, and I won't even get into that now. But at the end of the day, the purpose of this, what's today, Friday? December 22nd?
22nd.
So it's Friday, right? Try not to work Fridays. It's very hard to not work Fridays. I gotta be honest with you. I try really hard not to, and I need to get out of the house because when I'm home, I'm a workaholic. So we went out today. We went shopping. I won't even say where we went. You don't even want to hear. It's like where we went shopping. So we went shopping and went out to breakfast at Maureen's Kitchen. If anyone knows that locally, kind of just try to kill a day. And it's funny because you would think it's Friday before Christmas and nobody wants to do any work, but I keep freaking getting emails of people who want me to do stuff. I'm just like, take the day off. But anyway, so the point of this whole video right now is, again, believe in yourself. You'll be amazed at what you can achieve as long as you don't quit and have the mindset to be successful and just keep pushing forward. That's it. I mean, I know in the beginning of this year with you, when we talked about how much time do you actually put into making money in your current business, and who thought that 6 months later you'd be out of that and doing this, right?
Exactly.
Never thought in a million years that would be the case. So you never know. You never know unless you try. And I know there's always going to be people on the fence. Mm-hmm. Those are the people, obviously, you just need to make a decision, whether you do it or don't. It doesn't matter if you do this business. It doesn't matter what business you do. Just do something. So that's pretty much it. You just have to believe in yourself. I guess that's what we're getting at here. And just do whatever you can to be successful. So anything else you want to say?
Well, one of the things I often do is, and I've also often done this, is reflect on the year and really look at what it is you want out of life. And if you're working at a job and that's great and you're enjoying it, that's one thing. If you're always looking forward to getting ahead and you want a better life, look at yourself and really determine if you've been doing what you've been doing, you're going to continue to get what you have. So if you think about that, use this time to reflect on that. And if you're happy, that's great. If you want to be happier and you want more and you're not achieving what you feel you really deserve, use this as a point in time that you could actually make the goals for 2018 something where you're going to impact your life and make a change. That's what I always believe in, looking at things and making progress. We talk about outside your comfort zone, it might be, and people who are on the fence or whatever it is, make that step to make a better life for yourself. And that's the one thing I just want to leave you with. Happy holidays and make it the best for 2018, really.
Yeah, and actually the last thing I'll say is we're working on the whole I work in my jams, right? So I'm trying to also, the Facebook group is really kind of trying to build a community where everyone can answer each other's questions, push for people. Rob Mittman wrote a great testimonial. Some other guys, Greg Moorhead, he did a testimonial. So there's a lot of people doing this. They're just not pushing each other, and that's what I really want. I want people to really see that and push each other and see the other people having success, gives you the motivation and see that, wow, this really can get done. But the whole, working on a logo right now, because what I want to do is I want to send everyone t-shirts. I want everyone to kind of take pictures or a video of themselves with a t-shirt on and just use that as a community so everyone sees that there really are people doing this. It can happen. Take the jump, but it's really going forward. I call it a movement, right? The I work in my jams movement. So we'll see if it goes anywhere. Who knows? Maybe I'll be on Ellen like Lewis Howes one day. But and just so you know, what I do, I follow guys like Lewis Howes, Sam Ovens, Ty Lopez. I look and see what these guys are doing. And Mike Dillard, Frank Kern. There's plenty of others I just kind of watch. Some you really like, some maybe not so much, But they're all doing amazing things, right? I mean, depends on what you personally look at. But for me, I'm impressed with all of them and what they're achieving. They're building almost like a new industry almost. And it's really interesting. I think everyone's doing their own thing and they're all carving their own path, right? But it's something that's really just never been done before, you know, with what you can do now with the internet, obviously. Right. But just what these guys have been creating. And just so you know that, so that's what I do. I watch these guys. I just bought Lewis Howe's Inner Circle. I bought something that Ty Lopez did a couple of months ago, his millionaire mentor thing. So I try all this stuff out and I see what they're doing, and I, you know, obviously try to mimic some things and whatnot. But at the end of the day, we all have to carve our own path for whatever we're trying to accomplish. But I just want to let you guys know, it's always good to just keep watch, you know, and just see what other people are doing. And Lewis Howe's big thing right now is Instagram. Mm-hmm. Ty Lopez has like 30 different things going on these days. You know, Sam Ovens is doing the whole consulting thing, consulting.com, and it's all good stuff. You know, it really is. So you just got to figure out what works for you. But that's it. So anything else?
That's
you
it.
Good?
Yeah.
All right.
Fantastic.
We'll see. We'll probably see you guys in 2018 unless we make some other videos between now and then. I'm going away, of course.
Of course.
So, and then we're going to Vegas.
We're going to Vegas.
So if anybody wants to meet us in Vegas,
right.
We'll be there from the 6th to the 9th at the. We're staying at the MGM, and you can meet some guys that I work with now out of Florida. They're having a party at the Cosmopolitan that Sunday. So it should be fun. We have some other friends coming with us. It'd be, I think, wild card weekend, right, for football, so that'd be good.
Fun time.
So anyway, if anybody wants to stop down, or if you live locally, whatever the case may be. Last time we were in Vegas, we met some people, so that was cool.
Great time.
So that's it. So I guess everyone have a good new year, and we'll see you next year, and we'll see what next year brings. Good?
Sounds good.
All right.